right. We're launching up. Let me get a tweet out. Girl, just let go. Alrighty. Can you hear me? Oh, Jake said that. Okay. Alright. There we are. What's up, guys? Do I want the screen? Yeah, I want the screen cap on. That's fine. Okay, we are live. Jake is in here with me, and then Salvage is joining soon. Christian, Kai Guy, Pretzel Day Podcast, Jonathan, just some guy 69, David, Christian, Captain, Beastwinger. Thank you guys all so much for joining. Thomas Robinson, thanks for joining as well. Let me make sure I am on my right account to comment as well. We already have 70 people in here. Just starting up the stream. Thank you guys for joining.
Yeah, that shows you how excited people are over the potential news we have here.
Yeah, but potential. I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty.
You have a pretty firm reason to believe that there's quite a bit of truth in some of the latest rumors.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Salvage.
Can you hear me?
The Arkham OG. What up?
You can hear me, right?
Salvo? Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah. What's up? How's it going?
It's going good. What's up, Batman v Superman? My face, Rob, DR Hockey, Gabriel, Young Rocky. You're joining into 100 people here live, Salvo. So good timing.
Fuck,
We're just getting started, and we're gonna try to get this stream to 500 viewers. So everybody, go out on Twitter, retweet, and of course send in all of your questions. We're gonna be answering your questions. We're gonna talk for like 10 or 15 minutes and just give our thoughts. Probably 15, and then we'll get into questions that you guys have. We're going to take priority to questions that are sent in via Super Chat, so if you want to send in the Super Chat questions, the last live stream I did where I did the same thing, I really didn't get to any questions besides those that were offered in the Super Chat, so it really helps support the channel on the stream. And yeah, so guys, thanks for joining once again.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a chance to see either of your videos. I wanted to get your thoughts on this. I mean, like, what I'm most interested in, because I don't think that there's very much doubt that this is real at this point. Because first of all, it's W Montreal, so everything they make gets leaked. I mean, it's what the universe wants, really. I mean, it's just inevitable. And it's just weird too. I don't want to like just shit on W Montreal because I want them to like me for when their game comes out. But it's just like. I don't know. It's like if I put my hand into the snake pit and I get bit, I'm not going to keep putting it in there over and over again. And it's like they're not learning their lesson. It's like, what the hell? Don't you guys notice your games are just getting leaked over and over again? So either fix something internally or change your marketing strategy to announce the game sooner so that we're actually surprised about something.
Yeah, I'll let Jake, you could go ahead because I was late.
Sounds good.
So I didn't deserve the privilege to go second.
Yeah. So the I don't know. My take on it is I don't know that it's Warner Brothers Games Montreal making the call for that. I think that it's Warner Brothers, like kind of the overarching parent company. Because they do this with all their companies, like with Mortal Kombat, kind of the similar thing happened where it got leaked a few months early and they just refused to say anything about it until the Game Awards. And they have like I think that Slickmoff, you said something like this in your video. You said something about how their marketing strategy is like outdated by like a decade, and I have to agree with that. We're in an age where we have Jason Schreiers running around like leaking everything that they find. So yeah, I think that it's just one of those things where we know what the game is. Like I said in my stream, like I'm 90% sure that I know what the game is. I've been told that the information I have is like a year old, so some of it might be a little out of date, but for the most part, like we know what the game is going to be. And so yeah, I agree. It's like if they can't fix what's going on internally, they just need to, I think, get ahead of all the leakers and just announce the games earlier.
Go ahead, Salvo.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. This game should have been revealed a year ago when the devs were feeling super confident in being, very loud. Like, obviously, they were trying to hype us up. They were teasing stuff continuously. And, you know, we were happy that they were doing that. But at the other hand, WB should have took notice of that as well. And been like, we could take advantage of this hype and really, you know, capitalize on what everybody else is talking about, which is going to be a new Batman game, no matter what it is, no matter what it's titled, no matter what it really involves. Once that CGI trailer comes out, it will immediately like capture everybody's attention. And it really is annoying when these leaks come out and, like, you know, everybody talks about it, because, you know, we don't want to like really put out there what the devs are working on, right? We want that to be a surprise. But the problem is like, what are we supposed to do? Just completely ignore like all of that information that is obviously, you know, been leaked before in the past? Like, it's just annoying.
Well, and the other thing is that it's being teased directly by the WB Montreal devs. I think it's kind of funny that some of them have gotten like really, I guess they seem to get really angry when people ask them continually about the game, and yet they're the ones like 2019, woo! Like, they get mad. They get mad at us for asking about the game, but they're like directly teasing it. Like, oh yeah, here's a Court of Owls logo. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a dev tweet.
Yeah.
I saw a dev tweet like a month ago, something to the effect of like, I don't know, like, imagine being a game dev and every response to every tweet is about, you know, the game that you're working on. But it's kind of like, I don't know. I said on Twitter, I said something to the effect of like, yeah, I'd be annoyed if that were the case. But also, you can't have your cake and eat it too, because if you're playing along, then you know that you're going to become a figurehead for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, you know, we kind of like continuously talk about these devs and they get overwhelmed. And it's like, you know, it just sucks. And to, you know, top all that off, it's like WB, the company itself, definitely teased it last month. Like, literally yesterday to the day last month, they literally teased the game. And it's still nothing. It's still literally nothing except this new leak. And it's like, why didn't they just reveal it last month when it wasn't leaked?
Yeah, then we would have already had the name. We would have already had the name. We already would have seen the Bat family featured heavily, so we would have known that. And we would have seen the name. What was the other thing? The Court of Owls. So we would have seen that too. The Court of Owls is already leaked.
We would have saw the villains.
So we would have seen literally everything that Sabi, however you say her name, leaked. We would have
basically
already
everything
known.
Scott Snyder wasn't supposed to say that he's already said.
Everything Scott Snyder was not supposed to say. Literally just everything. So, I mean, as I said, they can stay ahead of the leaks. Like these people aren't leaking the ending of the game, right? They're not doing that. They're just leaking the most basic information. But it's basic information that does get people excited. And now we're just going to be watching this trailer now. And it's like, okay, there's Robin. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Wow.
Yeah.
There's the Court of Owls. Whoa. Oh my God. Who saw that one coming? So it's just like, it's just going to not be as an amazing of an experience as opposed to, let's say we watch the trailer for the first time and like, holy shit, this whole trailer was about like Robin and Batgirl. Like, that's crazy. This is totally not what I was expecting. Now it's just going to be like, okay, yeah, this is already leaked, so we already know that. So will they learn their lesson? Probably not, but anyway. But the sooner they get ahead on it, because it's only going to go downhill from here. So many insiders already know about this game. I don't know, like even no names like us, no offense to us, or like having people tell us about the game. It's just like, but so that only goes to show like what somebody like Jason Schreier knows about it, right? I mean, probably everything. So, yeah, I mean, the game's going to keep getting leaked, and we'll see if they decide to get ahead on it or if it's not. I mean, as I said, like, there's so much unanimous agreement on this regarding that this game is that the leaks are accurate, that it's pretty much a thing. So.
Well, and that's the thing that makes it seem legit to me is like, so I saw that Reddit post like a year ago and I wrote it off when I first saw it. I was like, yeah, that's absolute, bull crap. Like, there's no way that's true. And then I started seeing like some DMs sent to me. I started seeing things that seemed to confirm what Scott Snyder had said to that fan. And like the timeline lined up like from what was said. So it's like, then it calls into question like, oh, so that what that fan was told is potentially legit, and it's being backed up by multiple really reliable insiders who are all kind of agreeing on what the game is. So it gets to the point where it's hard to deny. And then we've had insiders come to us and say, yeah, I've already started getting in trouble for leaking the game from WB Montreal. So there's already backlash for these people for leaking out the game.
Yeah. I mean, as Sabi said, WB's pretty scary. I don't know. I don't really know if they are, though, to be truthful with you, compared to some other people, but to some other companies. But clearly, if they're facing backlash, that would suggest that the leaks are accurate. They obviously don't get mad when Arkham Insurgency and all that bullshit goes up. But whenever it's real stuff, they obviously get upset.
I mean, their concept art for their canceled game went up like literally 2 weeks ago. So, I mean, they didn't even give a fuck. Like, nobody even said anything about that. Like, it was just so brushed off. Even if it was for like a canceled game, it was a rebooted game. This game is apparently rebooted because that Damien Wayne game has the same name as this. So if that's the case, then it's just like yeah, wouldn't you not want that out? Wouldn't you want to keep that secret and kind of be upset that people have leaked that like 3 years ago?
Oh, people
wild.
were upset. I mean, when I tweeted that, some or one, I don't know, developers unfollowed me after I tweeted out those pictures. Just tweeted out the pictures. I didn't
I remember. I remember that.
I leaked the details of them a couple years ago, but I didn't leak the pictures. I intentionally made sure not to do that. So all I did was just talk about it. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's Wayne Tower, and there's, whatever, the Bat Bike. But the only reason I described those images in the first place was just to corroborate the other leaks that we had been hearing about the Bat Bike and Damien Wayne, and it all started to make sense. And I was like, okay, this really is real. Anyway, so then I just tweeted out what was leaked on Reddit, and devs got mad at me for that. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I understand. I think that part of that as well is that, as you kind of touched on, Salvo, they are reusing some of the elements from that first game. I think that there's going to be some aspects of it that were carried over from the villains and other things, just so they don't have to have a total restart there. I think that the biggest aspects of the game are sort of restarted, but I think that they're keeping some elements. So,
yeah, definitely.
Cool. So let's talk for a couple minutes, maybe like 5 or so minutes, and then 5 to 10 minutes about sort of the plot details of the game and what you think we can see, particularly this prequel versus sequel debate. And then also, guys, if you'd like to send in super chats, once again, for those of you just joining, I talked about this at the beginning, all super chat questions will be read first and prioritized. And we're going to be spending, since there's 3 of us, we're going to be spending a good amount of time on questions. So definitely get those super chats in if you'd like to have your question answered by Salvo, Jake, and I. So, yeah, let's talk about that. So I didn't have a chance to see, I think both of you guys made a video on this. I know Salvo did. Are you guys?
I just did the stream.
Oh, you just did the stream. That's right. Are you guys thinking that this is going to be a prequel or a sequel to Origins or Night? You think it's a sequel? Okay, Salvo, what about you?
Yep.
I think it's a sequel to Night. I think it's definitely going to be, on the Night side.
So why do you think that, though? Because think about it this way. Kevin Conroy, he's already, in my opinion, getting a little bit old for the Batman voice. I know that's super controversial. People are going to hate me. But he's just getting up there, okay? And he's like 70, dude. So his voice, he sounds like an older Batman, definitely. And so he's perfect to play this. And you wouldn't get anyone else besides Kevin Conroy to play Bruce Wayne in this game. And Kevin Conroy is clearly totally oblivious about what's happening. He's tweeting at Rocksteady and is like, hey, what's up, guys? Let's make another Batman game. It's like, dude, you have no idea what's happening. So that suggests to me he's not working on the game. And then at that point, like, well, we already have an older Bruce Wayne, or there's the possibility that he's not in the game at all. But even
or we can recast.
Dude, there's no way you fucking recast Kevin Conroy. Are you shitting me?
Well, okay, so here's the thing, though. Even if you did another prequel, like with Roger Craig Smith, like, because really the only reason that Roger Craig Smith was Batman in Origins, I know that they like to pretend like, oh, it was an artistic decision, but really, like, they got Troy Baker and Roger Craig Smith because Arkham Knight was happening, and they didn't want people to know Arkham Knight was happening. And Origins was just filler, like, when it comes down to it. It wasn't like this big game that everyone was all passionate about. Like, the devs, I'm sure, had passion for the character, but, like, WB really just issued them to work on the game as filler. And on top of that, it was the least successful Arkham game. I talked about this a little bit in my stream, but, I mean, it's like, you look at the progression of success from Asylum to Night, and each game got more popular, more successful. Arkham Origins was kind of a setback. Like, even still, I know that it kind of has a cult following, but at the same time, a lot of the mainstream Arkham fans have never even played the game. You know, maybe between the generation leap, where it came out on the Xbox 360, like the same Christmas that the Xbox One came out. But I don't know, like it was the least successful financially, and it has a lot of controversy around it. So I think that if WB had any say, they probably nudged WB Montreal to do a sequel. And you look at the development team, it's not like it's Eric Holmes still over at WB Montreal now. It's like Patrick Redding and these guys who worked on like Splinter Cell and BioShock.
Oh yeah, it's a completely different team.
So I think that this game actually has a lot more potential, to be honest, because it is their sole vision. And these are like to be fair, Patrick Redding made the best Splinter Cell game, and I like BioShock Infinite a lot, and they have some of the devs from that on it. So I think that this has a lot of potential, but I don't know that the team nor WB themselves are like overly prioritizing another prequel. And that's just my opinion. Like, I could be totally wrong, but that's just kind of how I see it.
Salvo?
See, the thing is that you mentioned that Reddit post of Scott Snyder earlier, and that in that Reddit post, I think it specifically says that it's a sequel to Night. And not only that, the sequel to Night thing kind of makes sense if the game was rebooted, because if they reboot it and they take it to the past, then why would they need like the Judge or Gorilla Grodd or like a different Poison Ivy? You know, if those are the assets that are going to be carried over, or like some of the environment is carried over to the next game, it doesn't really make sense to be a prequel.
Exactly.
And also, you know, with the Court of Owls thing, as much as I want to see like a Batman in his prime, you know, go up against the Court of Owls with like Robin or Batgirl, I would like that. But like, it kind of does make more sense if it was with a sequel. Like if they see a Gotham that's completely defenseless and only has these side characters, basically. You know, none of these characters ever really, at least that we know of, help Batman. And with the Court of Owls in this universe, you know, that could be established upon, but you know, this could be a different threat for that Bat family. And I think that would be an interesting story to see that, coupled with, of course, the Nightmare Batman that gets, you know, obviously he's going to be in a plot point as well. Mm-hmm. And even if, and I know Kevin Conroy's being all iffy about it, but so is, you know, Roger Craig Smith. He's even saying that he never teased the game whatsoever. You know, I think it was like a few weeks ago, people were saying that he teased it with like another WB guy. And you know, he just like confirmed it straight there that he wasn't working on a game. So like, either way, I think that Kevin could be lying in a way. He did say that he wasn't. I mean, I don't know. It really boils down to if they want to bring back Kevin Conroy for like a certain amount of time. Like, if how long is like the Nightmare Batman, or if that Batman at all is going to be in the game, and how long is he really going to be relevant, or if he's going to talk at all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it just boils down to what they want to do with the Batman character. And right now, if there's no Batman, if both of them, Roger Craig Smith and Kevin Conroy, don't know what WB Montreal is doing, then I guess it kind of would make sense if it was a sequel instead of, you know, anything else.
I think the other possibility that makes some sense is that Kevin Conroy has a very limited number of lines in the game. In other words, Bruce Wayne has a cameo, perhaps at the end of the game, or just a very small appearance. Perhaps like Barbara and Dick and Tim and all those guys are looking for Bruce at some point because they have the suspicion that he's alive, but they're not sure, etc., etc. And then perhaps
that's actually what the initial Reddit post said. It was that Bruce is missing, right, and that's kind of the main plot point of the game, is that you're the Bat family trying to find Bruce. So I would bet that that's going to be what they market with. It's going to be like a CGI trailer where it's Batman fighting, and he like takes off the mask and it's Dick Grayson or something, and it's like they're trying to find Bruce Wayne. I don't know.
To bring Batman back.
I think a cool CGI trailer would be like Batgirl instead of like a Batman. Like Batgirl's fighting people and you think it's Batman, and then it's actually Batgirl, and then like Nightwing jumps in or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm just saying, fix Batgirl's crippleness or whatever. I don't care. Just do it.
Dude, it's comics. Who cares? They did it in 2011.
And Scott Snyder, Scott Snyder worked on a New 52, and that's where they fixed her. So whatever.
Yep. Interesting. Yeah, I think that that's honestly a real possibility. And basically, they may not even be telling Kevin Conroy because they know that he's going to get asked questions about it all the time at every Comic-Con he's at. Like, hey, when's the next Batman game? So by just maybe saving his lines for last, like the limited scenes that he has, and I do think it's probably very limited, because they clearly want this to be a Bat Family game with all the Bat Family members being playable. That I think is actually a reasonable possibility that Kevin Conroy actually will be Batman and Bruce Wayne in the game, but they're just not enlisting him yet as a way.
That's actually a good point because he leaked Night. If I remember
He
correctly,
really did. He did. Yeah. 9 months.
How
It's
so?
crazy.
He said, "I'm working on the new Batman Arkham game," and someone was like, "Origins," and he's like, "No."
Oh my god, I mean, yeah, he's kind of an older guy. Like, he doesn't really know what's happening, you know?
Mhm.
And even so, like, even what he's...
Jeez, that's so mean to say.
Dude, I'm just saying.
He's only 63.
Okay, dude. That's not what I meant. Like, not that he's senile, but I mean that he's not up to date on the social media shit, because even what he did, where he's tweeting at Rocksteady and like, hey, when's our next game? Like, because a lot of people thought that like Rocksteady doesn't want anyone to know. They want, even though they said they're not making a Batman game, they make no mistake about it. They love it when there's conspiracy theories about them making a Batman game, right? Because they want nobody to know anything. And by Kevin Conroy doing that, it's like, okay, you're revealing so many things. You're revealing that you're not on this next Batman game, and you're revealing that Rocksteady's not making one. It's just not good etiquette. Like, you're typically not supposed to make statements like that publicly. So, anyway.
Maybe he's misdirecting everybody by doing that, because he doesn't do that with WB Montreal.
That's fair. It could be a targeted strategy.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I just think it's
he
interesting
He could control his marketing, but
neither are really following NDA like protocol, because with NDA, like I see a lot of people like, oh, they signed NDAs, so that means that they have to say that they're not involved. But an NDA means you're not saying that you're not involved. Like you can't say anything. It means that you just say, I can't talk about that. Like, you don't be like, no, I'm not in it.
Snyder, I don't know how Scott Snyder is even at. I don't even know how he still has a Twitter. Like,
I bet
if this is 100% true, and people are gonna. I know he's in a lot of trouble, but he's still active on Twitter, and he still controls that thing for sure. But like I'm just, that's just a crazy way to leak a game, like the title of a game.
Well, the thing is with that stuff is they're not going to sue you if you're friendly, because he's still consulting and probably giving ideas and working on the game. So like they only sue you if you're like a disgruntled employee that leaves or some leaker, that type of thing. But I don't know. Like,
well, I don't think he said he hasn't worked on it for a year.
Yes,
actually, yeah, since that Reddit post, and then or actually since the Twitter post. So.
But
so,
I
yeah,
mean, it's a huge honor for him because it's his characters that he made, you know, and they're the main villains of the team.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a huge compliment to him. So
and I think that's why there's so much potential like legitimacy to these claims, is that it's coming from Scott Snyder. Like, it's not like some guy who's like, I'm a disgruntled employee, and in the game Talon is actually Joker, and like it's Scott Snyder actually being like telling fans at conventions and stuff like, yeah, I know I shouldn't be telling you this, but it's a Bat Family game where you fight the court about, like, and then insiders start reporting the same thing from other sources. Like, it starts to line up.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Hey, Arkham Shadow, thanks for joining, man. Got them Knights. What up?
Yo, Evan was here too.
Oh, Evan was? Oh, okay. Well, I ignored the shit out of him. Just kidding. I literally didn't see him. Okay, well, that's a good intro conversation. Let's get to some of your questions. Let's start from the top, and let's scroll down and see if there's any good ones. So, who's a new villain you guys would like to see in the game aside from the Court of Owls? That comes from Pretzel Day Podcast. What's up, man? Thanks for all your support in the past couple years, Pretzel Day Podcast. Any ideas? We'll each name one villain that we'd like to see that... let's make it interesting and say someone that hasn't been in an Arkham game before.
Fuck. You go first, Jake. I don't know. Or Kobe, you go first. I don't know.
I'm still trying to think. Like, there's a few I'd do, but
I still want to see White Rabbit, like not the granny version that they were doing for
the granny version. Dude,
Yeah,
did you
you guys
see
saw
how
that,
saggy
the
her
concept
boobs
art.
were? It was disgusting.
I don't know what they were doing. That was like the most bizarre fucking like character change ever.
Yeah,
Isn't
'cause
White
you hear
Rabbit
White
a recent
Rabbit, the
character
lead-
too? She,
And you're thinking like the hot White Rabbit from that one comic panel that everyone knows.
Yeah.
And then I saw the concept art and it was like, oh.
Dude, and she had like a
I think-
ventilator or like an
no, I have that
oxygen
comic.
tank that she carried around with her everywhere.
yeah, I saw. Oh my god, was that going to be your fucking weapon?
That
Just
was
gonna
so
swing that
fucking
around?
weird. And she didn't look human. She looked like demonic.
I don't know. The White Rabbit I wanted was just like a regular chase, like a regular chase scene. I don't know. Do some I don't know. Do something interesting with the character. I'm sure WB Montreal can think of something, right?
Probably.
I mean, they're known for doing good boss battles, so yeah.
Oh wait, oh no, I wanted Kite Man. Fuck White Rabbit. I wanted Kite
You
Man
can't
because I
change it
wanted
now.
the true
You
Kite.
can't change it.
Fuck.
I picked Kite Man.
Fuck.
All right, go, Jake.
You don't like Kite. You don't even know.
I don't like Kite Man. I'm trying to think of one. What's a really good like C-list Batman villain that we? I mean, they've done so many, like even Firefly and stuff they've included.
Yeah, I'll go really quick while you think. So for me, I don't know. I guess that I'll put it with Prometheus. I think it'd be really cool to see him. But with that said, I wouldn't mind seeing like Killer Moth or Ratcatcher. I think those could be
Oh,
cool to
what,
see.
you get 2 and 3? Huh?
No. Mine is
I'm
Prometheus.
joking.
He got those from Braden Gardner in the chat. Braden Gardner commented any possibility that we see Ratcatcher, Killer Moth, or Great White Shark.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
well, no, I didn't say Great White
You
Shark,
didn't
though.
see? Oh, that's fair.
But I would like to see.
Ratcatcher. Oh my god. Female Black
Ratcatcher's
Mask.
a great idea. Are you kidding me?
Dude, Condiment King is my pick. I fucking love to see that guy. He's such an icon. Good question, Pretzel Day Podcast. David Anwar, do you guys think that their announced game, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's keep scrolling. I don't know about any new villains in love for Two-Face. You guys want Two-Face and Penguin? I kind of don't. I'm bored of those fuckers. They're just... It's the same shit every time. Like, we already know what they're going to do. There's nothing that interesting about the way that they... there's no interesting about the way that they've been portrayed thus far. They're interesting characters in the comics sometimes. But in the Arkham games, they weren't a knight at all. They're super fucking boring.
They were bank robbers and fucking gun dealers.
It's like,
or
wow,
whatever.
you guys are scary, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't mind if the judge was in it. I wouldn't mind if Harvey Dent became the judge.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But they need to change it up.
That's what I
agree.
mean.
They've
That's
done
what I
the same
mean.
thing.
Slickmoff, Kevin Conroy is 63 years old. Okay. Oh, we got, let's see. Bat, the Whirly Bat, Chair Helicopter. Okay, we just got a super chat in from Stone Cold 10X. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Once again, we're taking the super chat questions first and priority for those. So thank you, Stone Cold, for supporting the stream. Stone Cold 10X says, any new fight mechanics y'all want to see? This is actually a great point. I'll answer this first, and I'll throw it to the other guys. So one thing that I noted is also, what's up, David? Let me... oh, shit, I just exited out. My friend David's in here. We did the Joker review together. I was going to make you a moderator. Anyway, so... that's a good question. I will say that for me, the biggest thing that I would like, Stone Cold, is some diversity in the way in which these characters fight. Like, you look at the Batgirl DLC, which was designed by WB Games Montreal. That shit, like, Batgirl fights exactly the same as Batman. She kicks a little bit more, but even still, it's kind of boring. So I would really like to see totally different mechanics. And Jake had a great idea in his live stream where he talked about how each character has different dual play takedowns, finisher, combat moves, whatever, with each other. Because in Batman Arkham Knight, all of them are the same. It's the same animations, and then they basically reuse them no matter who the character is, whether that be Dick or Robin or Batman. So I think that is a really good idea. Just like, if you're going to have a Bat Family game and you're using characters that people already aren't super sold on, can carry their own game, they have to be unique, they have to be fun to play, and they have to have their own identity. And I think the main way you do that is not just having the same moves with a different skin on them, which is what Batman Arkham Knight was with Batgirl, but actually, like, Batgirl and Barbara Gordon, they fight completely differently. They have completely different strengths. And in combat, for instance, Batgirl doesn't punch as hard as Dick Grayson. Sexist, I know, but probably accurate. So I think that to have something like that where she has to use, like, I don't know, like she jumps on top of people's heads and like fucking chokeholds them out. I don't know, like you have to mix it up. You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on it. That's what I want to see fighting mechanics.
Personally, I want them to like, and I know that who is it? Patrick Redding. He worked on a Splinter Cell games, and that's known for at least doing stealth very welly. Welly, I just use welly as a word.
Keep going.
And no, but like I think that with Patrick Redding on the team, as who is he? I think he's the creative director. I can't be sure, but as one of the top guys, stealth should be something that gets changed significantly. Like it shouldn't just be like like I don't know. The fear takedowns were nice, but with these characters, they never really had that canon explanation for having fear takedowns. So maybe don't have that. I don't know if they're gonna do that. They don't care about canon. It's WB Montreal, but like I just want stealth to be like a major. I just want it to be like a major improvement of what Arkham Knight did, because Arkham Knight was like all fast. I don't really want it to like I don't want it to just be like get these guys out of the way as soon as possible. I kind of want it to be like a battle, and
like strategy.
Although you do use like even with Arkham Knight, you do use your equipment a lot, and if you play through it like slowly, if you're just trying to pick them apart one by one, it does go by well. But I kind of want like the AI to kind of fight back more than what they do usually, because in comparison to like anything else, these guys just run away in fear, or when they see you they just try to shoot you. Like obviously it's stealth, but like I feel like there needs to be some type of added element to make it a little bit more different than what we've seen in the past. And anything could really, I feel like they're going to do it because obviously these guys have worked on stealth before on a gaming franchise that is very focused on stealth. So
dude, people make
I really am excited to see what they can do
for being dumb and stuff, but like the AI in the Batman Arkham games in the stealth combat is so unbelievably brain dead. You will literally jump right behind them. They can hear your cape, like, there's no way about it. You can hear someone's cape flapping if they land right behind you off of a gargoyle 60 feet in the air, and they just have no idea. Or you'll jump right in front of them and they won't see you.
I was playing this game. I was playing this new game I just bought, and it's Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. It's like really, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's fucking difficult as shit. And like there's stealth in it, and it's very intense. They can hear your footsteps coming up behind you. If you jump down like right behind them or break stuff behind them, they'll immediately like turn around, or like not immediately, but they'll be like, oh shit, what the hell was that, and then turn around. And it feels at least a little bit smarter from what I've played. And I don't know, I just want something to be like intense and really heart pounding, more than what Arkham Knight, or I would say Arkham City was pretty good at it, but even still, the Arkham games have felt, like you said, brain dead in some ways for the stealth.
I think if there's any sense of fear built in too, like where you're at, I don't know, like obviously the thugs are scared because it's Batman chasing after them, but I feel like Batman could also be intimidated, and you could feel like kind of threatened in a way. I don't really know exactly how you would do that, but they're just not menacing. Like the thugs, they just joke around and they're just like trolls, and it's funny at times, but like in these intense moments where you're supposed to be kind of, trying to rescue a hostage and you're hurrying, like it should feel more tense to me. I don't know. So yeah, the AI is horrible for stealth. Okay, Jake, go ahead and give us one of your ideas.
Both of the ideas that you guys shared are some that I had. So I guess that the one that I'll go with is multiplayer. I'd really like to see some, and it could be co-op and versus. And I think it'd be interesting if they could, maybe do local multiplayer, but then also do online multiplayer, where you can kind of do something similar to what dual play was, except there's two players behind the characters. And if you have that many players, you could even go up to like 4 Bat family members in a room taking people out or something. I think it'd be interesting if they could kind of just experiment with some of the mechanics and sort of enable that feature, because I think it's features like that, like multiplayer, that would be super revolutionary and new, and that would really make this game stand out and not just be a copy and paste from Arkham Knight.
Yeah, definitely. Thomas Carey donated $3, and it was not via Super Chat. It was via the link in the description. You guys are welcome to use either one. And he said, Irogen, I left a private message for you on Twitter for ideas to discuss.
Oh, okay. Let me run.
Yeah, pull it up.
Real quick.
I'm down. Okay, in the meantime, we'll read the chat. Charlie, it's probably not going to happen, but a conversation with Green Arrow's Batman through the... Dude, that could totally happen. Like, I don't even know why. I don't even know why they just had posters in the background of Superman. Like, have him show up. Well, okay, never mind. Because then it's like, okay, why the fuck isn't Superman saving Gotham instead of Batman? So that's actually a problem. But it would be cool to see someone like Green Arrow or somebody in the game too.
Hang on, I got a question for you guys.
Yep.
Do you guys think the reveal is going to happen tomorrow?
No.
I
wish, but no. I know that's like the big theory. Like, it's the Arkham Origins.
Okay, how about this? Do you think they're going to do anything? Do you think they're going to do anything for Arkham Origins anniversary?
Dude, they haven't any of these other years. The one thing I will say is that they're more active on Twitter.
I know, but they haven't been active. Yeah,
dude,
exactly.
But they're still not. All they did was tweet one video.
I know, but they can do two tweet things. No, they tweeted twice.
They're not going to do shit. I will bet you this $8 that has been donated to the stream that we're not going to get shit tomorrow. Okay? Now, the one thing I will say...
I don't want your donations.
I'm just telling you, I am really confident we're not going to get anything. Now, however, I will say that they might tweet something like, hey, Arkham Origins came out this many years ago. Since they're trying to be active on social media now, they're hiring a community manager, blah, 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 blah. But I don't think so. Jake, you don't either?
No. Not particularly.
No, I mean, they're nothing like Rocksteady. It's kind of sad. Rocksteady would be like, this is the 8th year anniversary of this. You know, holy shit. Someone just donated twice.
Someone donated twice?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, you're right. Back-to-back $5. Holy fuck. Okay, wait, let's get to Thomas Carey's question. What did he say on Twitter DMs?
Yeah, so I just sent you guys the image that what he sent. It's pretty long, so I don't know if we can do every question here.
Oh my god. Ross Escape from Batman. Okay, Raish who escaped...
Yeah, let's just rapid fire these quick.
Okay, go. Are you reading it?
Yeah, I'll read them. Okay, so and just have a few word response to each one. So, Raish who escaped the Arkham Knight DLC mission Shadow War could have revived Talia. This could lead to the introduction of Damien into the new universe, and with the death of Nissa could cause outrage in the rebels who could be led by Dusan next.
Agreed.
So I'll answer that really quick. I don't think I feel like that's a little bit too heavy in speculation. I don't know that they'll go there as a plot point. I do think that they'll probably go with the continuity that Raish is still alive because they have the demon's head in the teaser already. But my guess is that Damien already exists in this universe, and that's going to be a really weird thing that they'll either have to go back in a prequel and explain in some DLC. I don't know. I don't know that it will happen in this game, though.
Okay, next. Azrael is accepted by Batman. Could be the Nightmare Batman at the end of the game. I'd be down for that. Or just a team-up between Azrael and Nightmare Batman. The game could take place as soon as a few months or on the 1-year anniversary of Batman's death. I'm thinking
as I said in my
I think the 1 year anniversary good.
I think it will be about within a decade. So between 1 and 10 years. I know that's a big gap.
I think 5. I feel
like that'd be weird because if they're looking for Batmans, would they really wait? Would the Bat family really wait 5-10 years? Even 5 years?
Maybe if something happened, if the Court of Owls show up and they're like, "Oh crap, we need roots on this one."
If the Court of Owls show up, then Batman, the Nightmare Batman, has to do something. So that's what can probably trigger it. But I don't know. Maybe the mystery can be who the new Batman is, and that's how they find. I don't know.
Yeah,
dude. But at the end of night, everybody's splitting up and going their own way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So maybe this will be a game where they're all kind of rejoining to fight the Court of Owls and find Bruce Wayne to help or something. I don't know.
Right.
That could be an interesting idea. They're kind of at odds. Jason Todd is still kind of too violent for their taste, and they're we need his help.
I like that. And then Dick is going to Bloodhaven. And then Barbara, I don't know what she's doing, but the point is that they're not all a team that's carrying on the mantle of Batman. Someone's is going to need to get the Bat family back together. Could be Alfred, that would be interesting. Anyway, it could be anyone. Okay, Cash would be commissioner.
Is Alfred? I mean, Alfred would be.
He's dead. He blew up in the manor. Didn't you see the end
No,
credits
he
scene?
didn't. No, no,
Come
no.
the fuck on, bro.
Oh,
Come
did you mean did you
Yeah, guys,
YouTube
Bruce
it? You
is dead.
didn't. You didn't.
Bruce is
you
dead,
didn't
guys.
Finish it.
No, I did. I did 100% it like a couple months after the game came out.
Oh, yeah.
Barbara would be. Oh, we got another donation. Holy fuck. Okay, we've got to hurry up. We've got
Okay, yeah,
4
yeah,
extra
all right.
donations. I'm sorry. Okay, Barbara would have the surgery that fixes
Hey,
her
it's
spine.
John.
Agreed. Great. John who?
He's one of my subscribers too.
No,
Keep
unsubscribe
going.
from him right now. Only subscribe to me.
What the fuck?
Okay, just fucking around. Bruce is more than likely alive with Alfred watching the Bat family die. Well, yeah, Bruce is definitely alive with Alfred. I agree with that. David Kane and Shiva are connected with Raish. Dude, you should write this next game. Holy fuck,
Yeah.
you've got this
Yeah,
shit
these are
figured
good ideas.
out, son.
Like, honestly.
Jason feeling like an ass is more likely looking into Bruce deaths. Actually,
I don't know,
that's
'cause those
fair.
outright the
Jason
DLC
wouldn't
takes
give
place
a
after.
fuck.
No, does Jason care? He tried to kill this guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude,
He
you've
spent
got
the entire game doing it. Yeah.
But maybe I actually like that idea because maybe he feels guilty. Maybe he feels guilty and he wants
Yeah.
to. He wants to. You
he
know.
wouldn't feel. He wouldn't give a fuck. Jason Todd wouldn't give a fuck.
Dude, he totally does. That's why you saved him at the end of the game because he felt guilty about how he acted.
And that's where his arc ends. Okay, he doesn't feel like anything.
Dude, I swear that's a good idea.
He
I
knows
like
that Bruce killed himself on purpose and then faked it or some shit. You know, Jason's not that dumb.
it. Okay, last
Maybe
point.
he
Catherine
is.
Kane becomes Batwoman in order to protect Gotham. Please, God, no. She's the worst character ever written in comic history. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, she's horrible. Okay, we
she's
have
gonna come
4
in and
super chats
say-
waiting. Celestial Dream says, 1. A Nemesis system where villains are based on the size of their gang, weaponry, currency, and territory, depending on the size of these 4 factors. He sent it in 3 different super chats.
Yeah.
2. It will randomly generate how frequent or rare they break out of Arkham. Instead of dying if you fail, a cutscene of enemies, villains get away. 3. No 100% completion for side villains, just updates for new interactions and characters. So
So
I'm
curious, have
Go
you
ahead.
guys played the Nemesis system? Like, have you played the Middle Earth games?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so I played the first one. Full disclosure, I think it's boring. Like, it's a really boring game. But the Nemesis system is cool. And I agree. I was seeing kind of some stuff on Twitter where people were throwing out ideas of basically what it is you can start up a rivalry with any NPC in the game. So like if a thug defeats you, you can go and they get like a name, and then you can see their fears and strengths. So if you attack them a certain way, they can defend themselves really easily. Whereas if you attack them another way, they're really weak and vulnerable. And someone was saying it'd be cool if they even applied this to main villains. So like, for example, you have Deathstroke, who breaks out of Arkham like with a random generator. So like a random generator allows Deathstroke to get out, whereas in another situation, Killer Moth might be able to escape. And then you have to go find them and send them back, and you can build a rivalry based on that.
See, that works for Batman a lot too.
Exactly,
too, because that's like a running thing for Batman. It's like, oh, his villains always escape, and you got to bring him back or whatnot. But like for the side or like for the random NPCs that were, you know, maybe just like random thugs around the city, it would be interesting to kind of see how they can like use that to make them rise to power, like in a way, like
and especially with
using
Portobello's
the defeat as
League.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would just be really, really cool to see. Like maybe you can see them like get recruited by the League of Assassins or whatnot, or like I don't know. I don't know. They could be like have their own gang now, or there's a lot that you can do with that entire system.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. No, I really like the idea of Celestial Dreams. Thank you for the super chats. I think that the gang territory thing is cool. The one thing I'll disagree with about what you said is the 100% completion of side villains. I think that's a little it's a little much because like nobody's gonna grind out a game that they know they can't finish. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's how they do it in Shadow Earth. Maybe it works. I don't know. But to me, that seems a little weird.
So the thing is, it's more about replayability than not being able to ever finish it. It's like you can go back and basically have a completely different experience based on who you choose to interact with differently. And so I think it's more about replay value than the fact of than the idea that you can't ever 100% it.
So I love the idea, like with the Telltale games, that there is no replay value in the sense that like your choices that you make in real time they affect your relationship with that character, and that's what I really like about it. And this notion that like you only kind of get one shot at it to, and like I don't know. And this, in the case of season 1, you can either screw up Two-Face or not. I really like that. Like that, and the Arkhamverse would be really cool. But I don't know if I would like it if you can just replay it over and over again and just. I don't know, because then you beat him and it just feels weird. I don't know, just like
that's kind of why the Nemesis system is cool, is because it's really like it's way more diverse than a Telltale game. It's like so I think it would be a good feature to implement for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Celestial Dreams, thank you for the super chat, man. We have another $5 dono. Thanks so much from John Lemley. He says, bringing back Talia would cheapen her death in Arkham City.
Yeah.
I don't think they should bring her back.
I don't think they'll bring her back, but I think they'll use like her death to explain maybe why Damien Wayne is, somewhat a part of the League of Assassins, or in this world, it would explain why Damien Wayne would be probably the actual head of the League of Assassins, or like a good replacement for Ra's for some reason. I don't know how like this timeline's going to work if it is after night, like what's going to happen with Ra's al Ghul, because there's 2 different endings for him. But like, Damien Wayne's probably going to be like that, the side or the second man to Ra's al Ghul. And of course, that's going to be played up by Talia's death, and Ra's using Batman as a way to blame Talia's death on that. That would be actually interesting. I would like to see Damien Wayne come back just for that.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, like. I agree. It would be interesting to see flashbacks as well to explain some things, but if Bruce Wayne's not in the game, they probably won't have flashbacks. And I don't know how you would do that without
you don't need Damien Wayne. You don't need Bruce Wayne. Like all you need is Damien Wayne. Like,
that's
really.
True.
Like
that's true.
If it's just going to be like a Bat family centric game, Damien Wayne taking on the Court of Owls and the Bat family, like that'd be pretty cool.
Well, and then instead of doing a prequel game, you do prequel DLC, kind of like the Batgirl Matter of Family, where you can go back and explain some of the key elements, and that could even be a pre-order bonus, like where it's one of Dick Grayson's first experiences.
Don't give them any ideas.
Oh,
that's a 20-minute DLC where Robin doesn't have any lines, and it's.
Yeah, good point though, John. Thank you for the super chat there. We have a $1 donation from Bryce Productions, $1 Canadian dollars, I should note. Thank you for that. Wait, I skipped. Okay, and then there was another $1 from Bryce, and then I swear we had another question from Abdul. Oh, that's right. He donated via the not via super chat, via the donations on the back end. My apologies. Abdul said, "Hey guys, I noticed that the community manager position is still open on their website. Do you think that this could be why we haven't heard anything? By the way, this is Pretzel Day Podcast. What's up, man?" Interesting point. I think that potentially, I don't know. Like, I know at my work, sometimes we have job postings that were recently filled, like in the past month, that people have just forgotten to take down. Yeah, I'm sure, like, it's not that hard to hire a community manager. It's like a pretty easy position.
Well, they could just hire us. I mean, what are we doing right now? We're like managing community.
Well, yeah, you got it, Salvo and Jake. I think you guys should be a duo community manager team, That would be good. But then you'd have to sign an NDA, and you can never talk publicly about this game.
Yeah, I don't want a gun to the back of my head for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and it's more fun to just like discuss as a fan, That's my opinion. Yeah. Because then you've got to play the politics game. You have to lie to everyone, and you have to tell them like, "Oh, production's going great. Oh, this is going to be incredible." And you could have played the game and know it's shit for all you know, but you still have, you know what I'm saying? But as a fan, you can watch the trailer and be like, "Oh, that's shit." But if you work for W Montreal, you have to be like, "Oh my gosh, like fake hype. Oh my god, it's so great." So I could never do a community that position. I'm not fake enough to do it. But yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. Also, I said Abdul. Have we heard about Al? I don't know why I said your name was Abdul. I'm sorry. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I think that I don't know about. Honestly, I thought they already had a community thing going on. That's why they did Twitter. But I guess if it's just some random WB executive, it did come from an iPhone. Like both those tweets were posted from an iPhone. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. But
that's not even that's like a marketing thing. Like a community manager wouldn't tweet out a tease for their new game. That's like a marketing PR decision, you know?
I guess. But I feel like we would have, I don't know, the person probably would have already had a Twitter by now, or like there would have been some sort of announcement.
Yeah, I mean,
because the community.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's nothing. No, go ahead.
They're definitely not hired yet, and then I don't know what they would look for in a person. I mean, I know one person in the community that would be very good in this role. Very, very good in this role that they may look into that person. They really might. Do you guys know who I'm referring to?
No, is it you?
Fuck no, not me. No, as we said, I'm not.
Who is it?
I am not saying it. I said we're not fake. I'm not fake enough to do it. Remember. Anyway.
Okay, but who are you?
Dude, you should fucking know. Like, come on.
I know. Oh.
Don't DM it because I'm screen sharing the stream. But DM me after, we'll talk about it. Anyway.
Jesus Christ.
I don't have any inside information. I'm just saying. Like,
we got a donation.
Jake knows who I'm referring to.
What's
Jake,
up,
you know, right?
I think I do.
Okay,
Not
read
positive,
John's.
but I think I do.
Read John's, Marcel.
Hot take, but the new Arkham game should just be an VR experience.
Dude, this is the worst hot take ever.
Thomas and Martha Wayne after Bruce Wayne has grown up and wait a second.
John,
You're just sitting there watching him fight crime, like not doing it. Like,
John,
I wish I was playing that.
John,
right now.
I'm sorry, but I'm refunding you that $5 super chat. I'm just gonna pretend that comment never happened.
Basically, it would be watching a trailer. Think about that. You'd just be sitting there watching a.
Wait. The new Batman Arkham VR. I feel bad for shitting on John because he's such a great viewer and he's donating and supporting the stream. But come on, bro. A VR game where you play as Thomas and Martha Wayne after Bruce is gone.
Seriously, no, I stand by that. That would be watching a trailer. You're just watching Batman do cool stuff that you wish he could do.
Yeah, you are literally in heaven just looking down at your son brooding in his fucking cave.
Dude, but Batman Arkham
awesome that would
VR,
be?
Batman Arkham VR is so terrible. That's literally how the gameplay was, though.
Well, the gameplay fucking sucked, but the story was pretty
The
interesting.
story was good. The gameplay is absolutely god awful. It's literally like a point and click game. It's like worse than Telltale gameplay.
Yeah.
It was worth going
need-
through once just for to be able to kind of see the world in VR. But yeah,
Wait,
No, I
did you
agree.
play it?
my friend had a VR and he let me play it, so it was pretty cool.
Damn.
Was it fun?
I wouldn't say it was fun, but with that said,
Yeah.
it was cool to see like Nightwing and some of those characters like standing in their like full size, and you get to see Batman in the mirror and he's like to scale. So that was cool. Like, and then being able to walk through Arkham Asylum, like so that aspect of it was cool. But I think they should have waited for the technology to be a little better so that they could have implemented some kind of combat. Like, I don't know. Even if it was just thugs running at you and you could throw batarangs at them or something and knock them down.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be cool.
Dude, there was no combat at all. And, like, even the stealth, I thought there was going to be some stealth stuff where you could, I don't know, just, like, look down and jump, like, grab someone or something. But it was literally, like, that one moment where you're on the balcony, you just, like, pop a smoke bomb, and then it's just an animation that takes care of
you hear everyone scream, and then suddenly...
Yeah!
Like,
And then it cuts to black. Like, what the fuck? Who came up with that? Like, we want to... But that's the thing, is if it's a VR game... I don't want the whole game to be VR. Don't get the wrong idea. But if it's a VR game and you can actually like have combat in VR, I would totally buy that. I would have bought it just for that, because it's like you can do stealth and combat and you feel like you're on a gargoyle and you're like jumping from gargoyle to gargoyle and you can jump down and like take someone out. You know what I mean? Like that would be so cool. But that's not what it was. It was a weird experience. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for the super chat, John. I wish I could say good idea, but we just shit on it for 5 minutes straight. No, I mean, it'd be interesting. Like, what I will say is I love when games divert from the typical gameplay. Like, I love when you play through someone else's eyes. What I'm thinking of is in Call of Duty games where you play as a civilian. Almost every Call of Duty game has it, where you play as like a civilian and you watch like the war go on or some explosion or some nuke, like an MW3. Like, those moments are really, really good. I love that stuff. So I would love to see that as a scene. I don't know about a whole game as that, but yeah, definitely.
Oh, you should have fucking just Jason Todd like tortured for 6 months straight by the Joker. It's in real time too. So you're just getting fucking tortured by the Joker while he's constantly beating the fuck out of you for 6 months on your VR.
And it's the correct length. It's actually 6 months long.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. No, it's 6 months long. The entire experience is 6 months long. It's like there's moments where you're just sitting in the dark. And it's just Jason Todd screaming.
Chris Plays donated $50.
Holy
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
He meant to donate 5 and accidentally pressed 0 too many times. Like, oh crap!
$50? What the fuck, Chris? Thank you so much, dude. Holy shit.
Where's Bill?
Bro.
That's how much you're gonna drop on the game. Like,
You get like 20 questions for that. Okay, Chris Plays says, drum roll please. I'm just fucking around. It would be cool if the game was a Battle for the Cow style and have like the game. Actually, I did want to talk about that. So thank you for donating, Chris. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it, man. That's incredible. I've never received a donation that high. That's incredible. Thank you so much, man. But I did want to talk about the Battle for the Cow stuff. I think that it's like it's a good idea, but one thing I will say is, okay, so here's how I could see this playing out to answer Chris's question and also to touch on what we mentioned earlier. I think if it's like, well, we're trying to get the Bat family together, right? And it's after the events of Arkham Knight and everyone's doing their own thing, and as you mentioned, Jake or Salve, I can't remember who said it, like, people are pissed that Red Hood is still killing people, and we thought he learned his lesson after Night, and we thought we redeemed him, and he's still being crazy, blah, blah, blah. So there could be a Battle for the Cow type thing in the first act of the game where everyone's coming together, and they're having these disagreements, and they fight it out, and then they ultimately team up in the end. That could be cool. What I don't want to see is, like, the whole plot of the game or any substantial portion of the game be Battle for the Cow. Like, I'd like to see the themes of that inner turmoil within the Bat family. And also, it's called Batman Arkham Legacy, and in retaining the legacy of Batman, you're also retaining Batman's morals and code and all that type of stuff. So you could have members of the Bat family, whether it be Jason Todd or other people, that are trying to ruin that, and that could lead to a Battle for the Cow type situation. So I think that would be a great way to do it. What I don't want to see is a full game that's Battle of the Cow. As cool as it seems on paper, I don't know how interested I would be in that. But that's just me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think a Battle for the Cow, like it especially, I don't know if it would work in the essence of somebody just becoming Batman, because I don't see like by now Jason Todd becoming, or trying to become like a new Batman, or even Rob or Tim Drake. I don't see those characters trying to really take the mantle. I would see like Dick Grayson, but I would also like to see that those themes that you like you said, of them actually just like, kind of fighting amongst each other about the whole morals and kind of keeping Gotham in that light instead of trying just to murder everybody like Jason Todd usually does. But of course the court of vows would have to the court of vows would have to in some way kind of be interwoven into the story. So like, of course, I think if you mix the two, like the court of vows and the League of Assassins with the Bat family's kind of broken family dynamic, which would be a really fun thing to see. I think that it could be a really good game.
Jake,
like over the top, like it would be like really one of the best. Like I want to see that. I don't think anybody needs to become Batman. It just needs to be like a fucking just a dysfunctional family, and that'd be great. Doom Patrol. Have you guys seen Doom Patrol?
Some of it. I haven't seen the whole thing yet.
I haven't.
Kobe, you have the DC service.
I know, but I haven't been watching. I want to watch Titan season 2
for
though.
free.
I need the reminder of the login though.
Fine, whatever.
Don't DM it to me right now because I'm screen sharing.
I'm not going to. Of course not.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, Jake, go ahead.
Okay, don't forget about Jake.
Yeah. So my, while I agree with what Salvage was saying, with like you don't necessarily need someone else to take on the mantle of Batman, I think for marketing purposes, if Bruce doesn't play a big role in the game, they'll probably have Dick Grayson do it. I know that K-Wing in his video said that from what he's heard about the game, it does sound like Dick becomes Batman at least for a little bit in the game.
Wait,
and
he's heard details about it?
Yeah, so if you watch his video, he said that he didn't realize that this game had been greenlit. Like, he'd heard the pitch for it, but he thought that, like, the game that had been greenlit was an Arkham Origin sequel. So that's why he's not, like, 100% sold on it yet. But he said that from the pitch, he heard Dick Grayson, and it sounds like he, for a little bit, becomes Batman.
Okay.
And so, like, for me, I'm okay with that because I actually really like the whole Batman Reborn run. I think it's really cool. I like kind of the different dynamic that Dick Grayson brings to the character. But yeah, I think that having the entire game be Battle for the Cowl would be a little bit overbearing, especially if we already have Court of Owls and League of Assassins. And I think that the name of the game, Arkham Legacy, really implies that it's trying to carry on the legacy that Batman had in Gotham, because we have these two major groups now warring in Gotham, so you kind of have to bring back the legacy that Batman established, even though Bruce isn't necessarily around to continue that.
Yeah, that's a great point, and I'm sure that there will be debates like what is Batman's legacy, and
yeah,
there will be disagreements there, obviously. So I think that's very interesting, even perhaps between Tim and Dick. I think, oh my God, dude. I just remembered that Tim and Barbara are a thing in the Arkhamverse. Fuck my life, dude.
Deal with it.
Dude, that's so dumb.
Children.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb. So dumb. So dumb. Wait, is she pregnant?
No.
Oh.
I don't even know. I don't know.
I hope Barbara Gordon fucking cheats on him. Like, dude, just
watch the game. Watch the game like be a fanfic about her being pregnant with Tim's baby, and
then Dick like tries to kick her and abort it so he can have his kid.
Oh my God.
Wait, no,
Dude,
I only say that.
Beyond.
I only say because it's in the Batman Beyond comic. Where she like
Somebody
falls
really
downstairs and then it aborts Bruce's child. Like, and then that's also Paul Dini, that creepy weirdo motherfucker.
No, it was Bruce Timm.
Even worse. That's what I mean. Yeah, not Paul Dini.
No,
he's normal.
I still remember
Paul
like the
Dini's the good
panels.
one.
I remember the panels like revealing that, where she's like, "I'm pregnant," and Bruce is like, "I'll have to congratulate Dick," and she's like, "Dick's been gone for 6 months."
Like, that dude's dead, and then Bruce is like, "Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh crap!
Oh yeah, I forgot
about that guy.
Fucked like 2 weeks ago.
Fuck him."
My bad. Hey, by the way, John donated.
Yeah, John
Again.
donated. No, I know. We're working on it. Okay, John with the $20 donation. Thank you so much, John, for that. He says, "This is just me, but I think the Bat Family game would be either a GTA 5 style game with unique character plot lines intersecting, or single character focused, where you pick a character and are in a battle for the Court of Owls situation." So I have strong opinions on this, John. I am of the opinion, thank you again for the donation, I'm of the opinion that this should be a Bat Family game, and that means that the team is working interchangeably and closely together, and you do missions as a team. Of course, there's going to be moments where everyone breaks off, but I don't want a game where, like, okay, now we're Dick in Bloodhaven, and then we're back to playing Bruce in this part of not Bruce, sorry, Barbara or Tim or whatever. I would like to see those as one-off missions, perhaps in the conclusion of the game or in the third act where things are really heating up. Or DLC. But I don't like. The appeal of a game is not as high to me, and unless it's one where there's like dual play the entire way throughout. I don't think there's any other way you can do a Bat Family game, which is what we know from Surrey. That's what this game is a Bat Family game. So I think that it would be a disservice to do a Bat Family game and have them never interact or just interact over intercom, because that's what we've gotten the first 4 Arkham games is, oh, you talk to Batgirl here over intercom, you talk to Dick over intercom, blah, 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 and then they show up for like a little bit and then you go on your own way again. I think that one of the biggest downfalls in replaying the Arkham games, and it's weird because you don't really think about it in this way, but consciously think about it the next time you replay an Arkham game, especially Arkham Asylum, you get to a point where you feel kind of lonely playing.
Yeah.
It's a little bit isolating. I'm serious. I mean, it might just be I don't know, a reflection on my inner psyche and personal feelings of my personal life, but that's just the vibe that I get from it, is like, wow, it'd be actually so fun right now if we were playing with somebody else and like we had somebody else to bounce jokes off us.
So it worked for that game. Same with City. I felt like the story was already so full that trying to have a sidekick in it wouldn't have really carried very well. I think Origins wouldn't have I don't think it would have hurt if Origins had like a Robin origin or something. That could have been interesting to see. And then with Arkham Knight, we kind of got a hint of what it would be like to work with people. And honestly, my favorite parts of the game are when you're like working through a room with Robin or Nightwing, and like Nightwing's kind of like trash talking Batman while they're fighting. Like, exactly. Oh, you're getting kind of slow over there, Bruce. Like So that's the thing. Like, I don't necessarily need the entire Bat family working together 100% of the time, but as long as there's like 2 or 3 people kind of interacting, and even when they do break off, if they're kind of joking with each other over intercom, I think that'd be cool.
Definitely, I totally agree. Marcel?
Yeah, I think that honestly there needs to be something like that. Like, I like the GTA style type,
I'll be right back, guys. I'm running
switching,
to the
but
restroom. Keep going.
it just okay. I just don't think it would work necessarily for like, this style of gameplay because it just I don't think like the story of GTA 5, like the story of GTA 5 focuses on like one person at a time, and usually that's like not what that should be happening with like the Arkham games. It honestly should be focusing, if it is around the Bat family, like around like Dick Grayson and then Tim Drake and like all of those characters working together in like some way. And personally, I think it would work better as a story if you see them together. It just wouldn't really work if they were just all split apart and then you play them separately one by one. It just doesn't make sense at all. But yeah, now Kobe's gone.
Where'd he go?
I don't know, but we have another donation, and it was from Dirty Dan, and he says, "What if Bruce, as a last resort after night, takes Raish on his offer to become the Demon's Head? Then he repurposes the League."
Okay, so I'll talk about that. I don't think that will happen. I think that's too broad of a plot point, and it's kind of out of character for this version of Batman. But with that said, I do really like the idea, and it'd be interesting because you could have like the rebels from Arkham Knight, so like Nissa Al Ghul's group and the other group that's super loyal to Raish maybe reject Batman as the Demon's Head because he is trying to repurpose it. So then you kind of have that internal struggle where maybe Batman does have some allies in the League and he's has the title of the Demon's Head. But with that said, the League still hates him, and that could play into the Nemesis system. So I like the idea and the concept, but that sounds more like an Elseworlds story than a mainstream Arkham choice that the character would make.
I do, yeah, I agree there. I do like that, like as an Elseworld like comic book, like where Bruce Wayne's just like, screw it, I'm going to take up the League of Assassins and then just do it. That actually would be nice. But like for an Arkham game, I think it's been established like 3 times now that he's just like, no,
yeah,
I'm not going to take the League of Assassins head. I'm not going to do any of that. And then, if he just automatically did that, it would just be super out of character.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of wouldn't it make sense to the of course, DLC Season of Infinity thing? And also wouldn't make sense to, the Nightfall Protocol thing. So altogether, no.
Yeah. Cool. Dirty Dan with a $5 donation. Thank
we
you.
already talked about it. Shut up.
You already talked about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Wait, I want to give my thoughts. What if Bruce is a last resort after
you
night?
were taking a
Raish?
shit, man.
No, I was not. I had to pee. An offer to become a Demon's Head. Oh, okay, yeah, I won't retrace what they already said. Sorry, Dirty Dan. But great idea, Loki on the low. Okay, John.
No, what do you think? Well, I'm willing to hear about what you want to think about, but I'm sorry.
It's fine. I don't forgive you. I don't know. Like, it just depends on your interpretation of the ending of the game. It's like something that's possible, but also why, like, he's had such a long history. And the Arkham games, like, it's literally like every single game, like City and Night and... Okay, just City and Night, but in both of those games, he's dealing with the League of Shadows. Like, he hates those people. He loves Talia, or he just thinks she's hot. Probably both. And so they don't, like, he doesn't like those people, and he has to deal with Nissa Al Ghul and Night, and then also Raish, and he freaking hates Raish. In the Arkhamverse, they don't have like a frenemy relationship. They hate each other, and it's sometimes portrayed in that way where they have this mutual respect for one another and they kind of work together and train together, but here in the Arkhamverse it's kind of a burnt bridge, and Raish has died like 17 times already, so I think he's donezo. I think they'll bring Talia back potentially. It's definitely a possibility, but we'll see. All right, let's roll for another 5 to 10 minutes here. The amazing Bagel Man said, Bagel? I feel like Bruce at the beginning should be found to come back as Batman, and he knows to give up the cowl throughout the game. Raphael says, is this actually happening? Are we getting a new Batman game? A new Arkham game?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Ted
Yes.
says maybe he goes missing. And if Damien is in the game, then I feel like they could be doing something Batman Bad Blood. Oh god, no, that movie's horrible. No, it's actually okay. It's okay. K-Wing?
No, it's not.
Dude, K-Wing hates that movie, but I like it. I think it's good.
It's every New 52 animated movie is fucking terrible.
Dude, you're shitting me, right? I like all of them.
Especially Hush. Did you see Hush, Kobe?
No, that's the one I haven't
Especially
seen.
Hush.
Dude, what about
I'll give you
fucking Batman and Robin?
What you mean, Batman versus Robin?
Sure. What's the one where they fight the Court of Owls? Isn't it Batman and Robin?
That one was shit.
Dude,
that one
that's
was
good.
so bad.
Dude, that one's
No,
good.
because they always interject Damien Wayne into bullshit that doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be there.
Bro.
He would have been better if he was just like, shut the. Get out of
Justice
here.
League versus Teen Titans is a masterpiece, son. I love
Okay,
that movie.
the Titans ones are decent, and so is the Superman ones. But that's it.
Justice League vs. Teen Titans is my shit, son. I love that movie. Top 3 DC animated movie. One of my favorites.
No.
Such a hater. Mask of the Phantasm's up there
we
too, and then the third spot. I don't know. I've never seen Dark Knight
You
Returns.
under the red hood. Under the red hood, you really.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, wait, did
okay,
you-
that's good. Yeah, that's a good third one. Yeah.
Have you seen Justice League Gods and Monsters? It's actually a really good also story. It has Michael C. Hall in it too.
Injustice, Gods and Monsters.
No, just Justice League. Or did I say Injustice? I might have said Injustice. It's just Justice League Gods and Monsters.
No. Oh, what I will agree with you with is I saw Justice League Dark, and that movie is fucking trash. So
Yeah, no, that
boring.
one's bad.
I fell asleep.
That one was terrible.
Yeah. But maybe it's just because I was tired, but I don't remember. Anyway.
No, Justice League Dark was bad.
Oh, it was. Justice League Dark is good, according to Master Chief. So, I think we
Master
should...
Chief, shut the fuck up.
Okay, Stone Cold 10X said Sub-Zero. I don't even know what that's in reference to. Flashpoint Paradox. Like, now we just start spamming, like, things that are totally unrelated to what we're talking about in the chat. Fucking ice cream. I don't know. Anyway. Flashpoint Paradox. Oh, we're talking about movies.
If they don't fully explore Wayne Manor and or Batcave in this game, then I'm going to have to say fuck this game. Yeah, if they don't have a Batcave in this game,
yeah,
it's gonna be kind of depressing.
I will.
It would be annoying, but it wouldn't be a deal breaker for me.
It wouldn't be a deal breaker, but it would be fucking stupid because
It
we've
would.
had 5 games now.
Dude, these are the people that wanted to make a Damian Wayne Batman game. So to say that they don't know what we want from this game is a fucking understatement. They have no goddamn idea. Because nobody asked for a Damian Wayne Batman game. Literally no one. Go into any of the Arkham forums and find somebody from pre-2016, whenever the leaks were like, hey, the next Batman game, I really want it to be Bruce Wayne's son that isn't even established in this universe, being the main character, and by the way, he's the most annoying Batman family character ever created in the history of mankind, besides Batwoman. But he's going to be the main guy.
Batwoman.
Dude, Batwoman fucking blows. She's so annoying.
I've read those first few comics. They're not that bad.
No, it's just because Batgirl's better, and I have a thing for her. Anyway,
Fucking salty. Jesus
also,
Christ.
I said Batwoman blows, but that's ironic because she doesn't, because she's lesbian. That was good. That was good. You gotta admit that.
You know what
one.
I hope?
Release the Snyder Cut. Turn up,
Killing me
Evan.
slowly.
I hope that in the reveal trailer we get like this big sequence where we think it's Batman, but then it turns around and it's Batwoman, and she says, "I may not be Batman, but I may be better."
I'm a woman. Here I come.
That song kicks up as they show like it's called like Batwoman Arkham Bat Family.
Batwoman Arkham Bat Family. And then the whole entire game, all 7 hours, it's I'm a woman, just on repeat, that riff.
And it's revealed that in all the past games it was actually Batwoman and not Batman doing those things, and it was just like a fever dream. So you thought it was Bruce, but it was actually Batman.
Oh shit. Dude, that's funny. And then the lesson is like we're all misogynists, that we assume men are heroes, but women are too. I think that's the real story to take from it. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, we have another $5 dono from Dirty Dan. Batwoman was made for feminist propaganda. Okay, can we get that right-wing trash out of my chat, Dirty Dan? Fucking Christ. I'm just kidding. Thank you for the chat. No, I will say Batwoman, like, dude, just in the way it's marketed, it's not marketed as a serious comic book property because you will look.
I watched the show. It made me want to die.
Really, it's just SJW cringe.
No, it's not even. It's not even that. It is kind of that. It's like it's mostly that, but like it's just like it's put together like they think they're doing something, but they're not, and it's just bad. Like it's CW, so I expected that, but it's still bad. It's worse than I expected.
Is it really?
Yes.
You know what I want to do? I want to watch. Wait, Jake, have you seen the first episode?
No, but I've heard everything about it.
Okay, I know what we're gonna do. We are gonna watch it. Well, you've already seen it, but I want to watch it, and Jake, you're welcome to join if you haven't seen it. We should react just like a J-Roar video. I'm not shitting. I'm gonna copy J-Roar. I'm gonna do exactly his fucking layout, and I'm gonna do it better than him. No, I'm just kidding. I probably can't do it better than him because he's really good at those.
No, you could. I know, but you could go on here and like put on the episode itself, like on the stream,
well,
or like.
Yeah, I'm gonna do exactly what J-Roar did. I'll cut it down to a 9-minute video, just like he did, and it'll just be me. But instead of like, oh my god, did you see that? Holy shit! What? Oh my god, Flash, run! Oh my god! It's gonna be just me just shitting on Batwoman, just like, wow, that's dumb. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, that sucks. And but here's the thing: is that
it's $1 million idea,
dude? It's so good, and like he stopped doing it, so we've got to fill the void. And I'm taking over the CW, the CW shit space. Okay, anyway, so I think that you look at Batgirl and the New 52, and it's not really like the fact that she's a female character is not really mentioned much. Kind of later on, Gail Simone, who's super SJW, but she doesn't really mention it, interestingly. But it's just like, dude, the background riff in the song of the Batwoman trailer is "I'm a woman." Like, what? Like, bro, it's just so cringy. It's just like
it's like I tweeted out recently. It's like I don't care if you want to have a female-led film, like, and in fact I encourage it, and there's some that are really good. It's funny to me when people are like act like it's a new thing, because there were strong female characters in like the 60s, but people overlook them and say, oh, everyone was misogynistic back then. But really, like, for me, it's if you don't have a strong female character, then there's no point. You're really just crippling yourself at that point, because you're trying to push this agenda that women are better than men. And in doing so, you create this flawless character who's completely uninteresting to watch. And so it just defeats the whole purpose, in my opinion. It's like, if you want to do a female-led movie, have a good female character.
Yeah, it's like when Rey beats the fuck out of Kylo Ren the first time she picks up a lightsaber, and she's just the GOAT. Like, she's so good. And I'm sure there's some similar things in Batwoman, but... Yep, interesting stuff. Your standards must be low.
Did we all see the Joker?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay,
it's God tier.
It's amazing. Yeah,
it's the best comic book movie of the year. Best comic book movie since Dark Knight.
Apparently Sophia didn't die though. Did you guys think that he killed that one girl that he was stalking?
Hold up. Spoilers, by the way, for those that haven't seen Joker.
3 weeks.
Okay, go ahead, Salvo. Keep spoiling. Sophia, wait. What girl that he killed? He didn't kill a girl.
I didn't think he did, and I didn't even hear that theory until after. Like, when I watched the movie, I didn't think for a second, like...
I felt creeped out. I mean, that's the whole thing. He, like, stormed out of there. I was just like, he just killed that lady. He would do some crazy shit like that, but now, it's been...
Wait, like, did the director come out and say that he didn't or something?
It was the cinematographer.
Oh,
what?
Yeah, I hate when filmmakers do that, because that to me ruins the entire point. It's like when the Russo brothers came out, and it's like, nobody died in the blip because Bruce Banner was smart enough to wish everybody back to a safe place. It's like, you just that's so stupid that now I no longer care about that entire plot point. Like,
I hate that bullshit. I can't stand it. And after Avengers, it was the worst. They were just like, they literally just like explained the movie on Twitter, and it was just like all these things. Okay, J.K. Rowling is the worst about it.
It wasn't even on Twitter. It It wasn't even on Twitter. J.K. Rowling is awful about it, but they
so
were
bad.
They were like the Russo brothers and like the cinematographers of like Endgame and Infinity War. They were just asked in interviews, and then they would get quoted by different articles. It wasn't even fucking them. They didn't fucking go out of their way to like try to explain it.
Dude, J.K. Rowling has outed literally half of the characters that were in her books as gay, but there's no mention of any of them.
There was no intention to make them gay until it was hip.
Exactly.
Dumbledore was not written to be a gay character, but then suddenly when it's like, everyone wants diversity. He was gay. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
like,
gonna
where
make
the fuck...
prequel movies to prove it.
Where was that shit in the goddamn, Like, there's no evidence of that. Anyway, wait. We got, Batwoman was made, feminist propaganda, we have that. Stone Cold 10X with another donation, thank you for your second donation of the night. Would love Arkham game with Long Halloween. Yeah, that would be more the prequel range. I honestly, dude, like, I was playing Batman Telltale, and
that's what they should have done with Batman Telltale.
Well,
like each episode, well, think like each episode could be like a different holiday, like a different time of year, and they kind of... I don't know.
It could be a different season, yeah.
Yeah, that's more what I mean. Like, I don't mean
episodes.
like copy the comic. I just mean like take inspiration of like have different times of year, maybe have different people tie into a bigger mystery. Like, I don't know. I think there's elements that could have been cool to incorporate.
Yeah.
The only mystery throughout the entire Telltale series was who was the Lady Arkham. That was it.
That's true.
And that was, by the way, Lady Arkham was way better. Oh, miles better than Arkham Knight in terms of taking a pre-existing character and turning him into something else.
But Telltale, they're just better writers than Rocksteady. They don't fucking know how to write anything. I mean, it's present in Arkham Knight.
I don't know. I didn't like season 2. I thought season 2 was pretty trash.
Well, season 2 is when they were like going down the shitter, dude.
Yeah, Sefton Hill wrote Arkham Knight, which explains a lot. If Paul Dini wrote Arkham Knight, Hush would have been the main villain. Azrael would have been a bigger plot point. And then, what the fuck else did he tease? He teased so many things, I can't even remember.
Do you guys remember why that did? Was Paul Dini not interested? Didn't they say they didn't want his stuff?
He stopped before Arkham Origins, yeah.
So he tweeted out recently, actually, because someone asked him, like, what were your plans for Arkham Knight? And he said that he didn't get that far, that he was working on something else, and he actually went to Rocksteady, and they were like, oh, actually, we already know what we're going to do.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, so...
They didn't have a clue.
Dude, they had no fucking idea what they were doing. And all you can tell, in every interview, they were so proud. They're like, we're making our own character. We're making our own character. We're making our own character. You know we're making our own character? And then, dude, what annoys me is DC actually fucking bought the bullshit that they were being fed. Is they're like, because now Detective Comics 1000 has Arkham Knight. It's like, dude, don't give them any credit. They didn't make an original character. He's a fucking rehash. You know?
Exactly, yeah.
Like, don't...
We created this character with Jim Lee.
Stop propping them up and saying that, like, Rocksteady is, like, the first video game studio to make a comic book, like, an influential comic book villain. Like, the Arkham Knight is not even a thing. And then in the comic, they changed his identity to a girl, and now it's it's like the granddaughter of Amadeus Arkham or some bullshit like that. Sorry if that's a spoiler. For
that still doesn't make any sense.
Dude, it's just so stupid. The fucking
spoilers.
Fucking sucks. John Lumley says, woke Twitter are most of the people pushing the idea that Joker killed that woman.
Are they? I haven't seen that at all.
I don't know. I think it could have been implied. Like, it kind of made sense when people were like, "Oh, I bet he killed her when he walked out of that room," because it was like, you kind of have this confrontation scene, and then it just cuts to like you don't see the resolution. You just see him walking away. So I can understand
all
that.
You see is, you just see her cover her mouth, and then he slams the door, and then it's over. It's just
and
like,
it bugs me that it bugs me when like the cinematographer comes out like, oh yeah, so he actually did not kill her, because then that to me kind of ruins the whole premise of the movie, which is that you don't know what's real and what's not.
Right.
Well, it's really not even like their fault if they get asked a question and like they have to make like a definitive answer. It's like,
yeah, that's true.
It's more of the person who's interviewing them. It's just like, shut the fuck up. like why are you asking? Yeah, it's like, who the fuck cares? Why are you asking about what happens in the movie? Why don't you ask about the person's career or something else? What was it like to make this movie instead of what happened in the movie? I don't know. It's fucking stupid.
Let's see. I got a donation from Have We Heard About Arkham, but I can't see the whole
I
thing.
saw that.
He said,
I can't see it either.
repeat alert. Okay, would you guys think of a system in a new game where another player joins the game as Talon and tries to kill you? Also, Lex Luthor was planning to buy out a division of Wayne Enterprises in Arkham Knight. Do you think he'll make an appearance?
They were going to bring
it
Rod in,
depends.
so I wouldn't be surprised.
Hold up. I'm so confused. Let me reread that question. How would you have a system of Batman game where your player joins Talon and tries to kill you? Lex Luthor was planning a buyout of Wayne. That's true. A game where another player
See, that'd be
joins
the
as Talon.
first part is cool because like, what if you could just like randomly enter somebody's like lobby
And just fucking
and
murder
just like
Batman.
kind of go after them? Yeah, exactly.
That would
That'd
be cool.
Funny as fuck.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it. I don't. The one thing I will say is that it'd be cool to have someone like Lex Luthor. I don't want them to go overboard with the DC universe connections. I think they're going to be tempted to do it because Rocksteady is doing something outside of DC, and they're going to want to tease that next IP. But like, let's assume that they only tease Titan stuff. It's going to be like, okay, well, we know they're doing Titan, so they're going to try to mix it up and have lots of other external DC universe teases. I would encourage them to not shift away too much from Batman, and the reason is Batman has the best characters in comics. He is the best villains in comics, and like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, when Batman is such an amazing rogue gallery, like, why the fuck is Lex Luthor in the game? You know what I mean?
I will say this though, I'd be okay because we know that WB Games Montreal are working on 2 games, and the second one's a new IP. I'd be okay if like they had a few, like let's say it's Superman, just for it probably isn't, but just for argument's sake, let's say it's Superman. I'd be okay if like Lex Luthor had a quick cameo or something like that. If it was a direct tease to their next game, like, I don't know that they would, because they probably wouldn't want to out their own game like that, seeing as how they like to market their games. But I wouldn't mind if they hinted towards their next game to some degree.
Yeah, definitely. Celestial Dreams with a $10 donation. Thanks so much for the dono, man. Secret societies work in the shadows and aren't overtly terrorizing Gotham. So there should be a populated city. Mini games such as Turf Wars, Kidnapping, Hostile Crisis, and LA Noir style detective work. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I like the noir style detective work. I think we got some of that, although the detective gameplay in the Arkham games is pretty shit. I noticed that when I was playing Telltale Batman Season 2, Episode 5. It's literally like you just go up to something and press X, and it's so stupid. And then in Season 1, they tried to do the thing where you, like, connect the dots. It's like, that's also fucking stupid. But then you play Batman Arkham, and you play Arkham Origins, and you know that detective scene where you're tracking the murder and the trajectory of the bullet and all that shit, and that's fucking boring too, because you just hold down X and it tells you what happened. So there's not very much engaging detective work. So I think the noir style stuff they can really build upon. The Kidnapping, Hostage Crisis, that sounds good to me. Turf Wars, yeah, that's cool. I mean, they kind of had that in City, though. If you think about it, City is a turf war because everyone has their own section of the city. You know, like Joker and Harley have Sionis, Steel Mill, and et cetera, et cetera. But it would be interesting to see them interact more, because we kind of just went to each area as Batman and fought them. It'd be interesting to see them fighting against one another. So, yeah, I totally agree with that. That's a good idea. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that the idea of having it, because when you think like this big Arkham war almost with like the League of Assassins and the Court of Owls, like you almost think like No Man's Land style city where everyone has to leave again. But I like the idea of them kind of working from the shadows, and so you have a populated city, and maybe there's some undercover talons or something but like among the citizens that will try to assassinate you as you walk through them or something. And in terms of what you were saying with like detective stuff, I agree. I think that they almost need to move the route of not trying to do a detective like setup like they have in past games, and instead do it where like you're interrogating people to try to figure stuff out, or doing something that requires more action, just because I don't know of a way that you could really incorporate detective elements without kind of doing what they've already done. Because like I'm not a forensics dude, so I don't know how to like actually do it in a realistic setting in the game. So you almost need to just make it more action based and sort of limit the trying to make it feel like actual detective work, because actual detective work can be pretty boring when you're not in the field.
Yeah, honestly, with the detective stuff, I would like the mini games, like, you know, the kidnapping and whatnot. Like if they have like random hostages, like that would be really cool. Like I don't know how they would be able to really pull that off, but like just being able to know that this person was just kidnapped by this certain gang's villains or whatever, then you just go over there and you go fight them, and that'd be nice to see.
Yeah, like
And even go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, and even like the secret societies in the shadows. I enjoyed that idea because it does allow Gotham to be populated, and it just it allows for more creative moments in the game than just oh, there's bad guys all over the streets, whatever. You can actually have moments of story like actually in the city, and it will make Gotham actually feel alive, which it never has been in a Gotham or in a Batman game.
Yeah, it's just like the detective stuff. It doesn't feel engaging because you're not figuring out these macro problems, right? Like you're not. The interesting stuff about Long Halloween is it's like a whodunit type thing. And when you're doing detective in the Arkham games, it's not that. It's very micro. It's like, okay, this bullet is here, and what's the trajectory of the bullet? You're not a detective. You don't feel like a detective because you're not solving these big problems. The game solves them for you. You're just doing the micro managing of like a crime scene investigation. It's kind of dumb. Anyway, Thomas Carey has donated $2. The Joker disease was dumb in Arkham Knight. Also, fair point. That doesn't relate to the conversation, but yeah, no, I'm just messing with you, Thomas. Thank you for the $2 donation. The Joker disease was dumb in Arkham Knight. Also, Calendar Man would return in Arkham Legacy. He could return. Yes. Yeah, Calendar Man, pretty underused. Also, pretty D-list. Kind of a shitty character, but Calendar Man's cool.
I think he has potential. I just don't know if his potential lies in like an Arkham game, because he's more of like he worked really well in the Long Halloween, for example, and I think he works in the comics, and I think that if he were in the right film, he could work. But I just don't know how he could really be implemented in a game outside of maybe a side mission with something involving certain dates or something. I don't know.
Well, it's like he's got to have a boss fight too,
Yeah.
I also don't really know why has Calendar Man and Solomon Grundy not have a team up yet. Like those guys would get along so well,
Would they?
Dude, they 1,000% would.
Until Solomon Grundy sits on him by accident.
But they love
fucking rips him in half.
They love days, and Solomon Grundy sings about all the days, and Calendar Man also has an affinity for the days of the week and months and such. So anyway, okay. Chris plays with another $20, so you're up to $70 for this stream alone. Thank you so much, Chris. That's insane. Man.
At this point, you've bought the deluxe version of the game.
Yes. Yeah. Chris said, how long do you guys think this game will be? I feel like it's going to be longer than Night. Might even take longer than Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I don't know how long Assassin's Creed Odyssey is. There's reason to believe it's going to be longer
I've played it.
Okay, how long is it?
I haven't finished it. I got it a year ago, and I'm still... And so here's the thing. I hope it's not that long, because when games get too long, like the Assassin's Creed games, I can get burned out regardless of how fun the game is, just because like once you do something for so many hours, it gets repetitive, and there's only so much you can do. So I hope that I do think it will be longer. Maybe, I don't know if the campaign will be longer than the one in Arkham Knight. I do think that there will be a lot more content and a lot more replay value, especially if the Nemesis system is incorporated. And I don't know. I like the idea of maybe taking elements from some of those newer open world games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like story creator mode. That'd be cool for the community. But with that said, I don't like the games where you're like leveling up for 70 hours to just so that you can go and win a certain boss fight. I don't know.
Salvage.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long this game's gonna be. I don't know. I want it to be long. I want it to be as long as I want it to be longer than Spider-Man PS4, but like, I want it to be like 12 hours. But like, even then, it's just like we don't know anything about this game, so
Spider-Man
it could be
PS4,
fucking long. It could be short.
Spider-Man PS4 was pushing it. It's kind of a long game in terms of the main
I thought
story.
It was pushing it for sure.
I thought it was, but that's just me.
By the end, I was kind of like... Well, actually, let me put it this way. I felt like the end was really good. The final third act of the game was really good. I thought that the first two acts where it's like, who's Mr. Negative? But we all already knew because we'd seen the demo. And you're just going back and forth. Like, you have Peter Parker gameplay. Like, go talk to Doc Ock. Go talk to Aunt May. Go talk to Martin Lee. It's like... I want to fight people. Like, don't get me wrong. I like a good Peter Parker story. But with that said, like, sometimes it would get so story driven that there wasn't much to do gameplay wise. Do you know what I mean?
The best Peter Parker stuff was with MJ, the love story.
For sure.
But once you got into the stuff with his villains and interacting as Peter Parker, I mean, it was interesting but a bit overplayed. And the stuff with the Mary Jane and fucking Miles gameplay was so terrible. I mean, Miles Morales gameplay in particular was so bad. Actually, well, yeah, the reason I say that is because MJ had more involvement in the plot, but it was like the Miles gameplay was like, oh, he's walking to the shelter to volunteer today, but there's guards and he needs to be quiet. And
yeah.
It's like, dude, really?
Well, and then you look at Arkham Origins, for example, and this is actually what I think the biggest strength of Arkham Origins is that so Bruce Wayne actually has an arc in the game, like where he's really at the beginning of the game really kind of arrogant and thinks that he doesn't necessarily need any help and that he can do it all on his own, and then you have the scene with Alfred where Alfred almost dies and he kind of has to recognize that he can't necessarily do everything all by himself. And so, like, there's an arc there, and you get this interesting insight to Bruce Wayne, but it didn't require you to go walk around Wayne Manor for, like, 20 hours trying to figure out stuff. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I completely disagree with everything you guys just said. I loved every single moment of... I think it built... I mean, I didn't like the Martin Lee shit. I'll agree with that. But, like, with the Doc Ock stuff and seeing... us slowly progress and slowly build him to becoming the villain that we know he's going to be without Peter really realizing it. I thought that was fucking awesome. But like the whole Martin Lee thing was fucking stupid. The fact that they because like when you're playing the skyscraper mission or whatever the Fisk one was, where you save his workers or whatever, and like you go to the roof and it's the helicopter chase scene. Like the fact that they changed Martin Lee to some random thug. It just completely disoriented me so much from the game. And then like the next scene is just like the Martin Lee reveal. And it's just like, what? I don't know. The fact that they changed that like post E3 was just super weird. But I guess they kind of had him caught and then do the terrorist attack. I don't know.
I can see that. I think that a lot of it stems to replay value, though, because it's like when I'm replaying Spider-Man, it's like when I get to those missions where it's like, go visit Doc Ock. I'm like, do I have to? Can I just skip this? And
1,000%.
Yeah, it's definitely like better the first. Yeah, it's better the first time through.
Mm-hmm.
Feels more organic.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. But when you're replaying those missions and when you're like fucking around with those lab mini games, it's just like, dude, oh my god. I mean, I haven't replayed the game in full, so. Yeah, okay, well, I think that this is probably a good place to cut it off. We've been going for like over an hour and a half now. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It's been a great time, great chat. Let's do a donation rundown because that's normal for Twitch streamers to do. I'm not a Twitch streamer. Okay, Celestial Dreams, Thomas Carey, Stone Cold 10X, Bryce Productions donated a couple different times. Have we heard about AL? I think Arkham Legacy. Oh, have we heard about Arkham Legacy? Oh, I get it now. Okay. John Lemley donated. Chris donated $70. Thank you so much once again. Dirty Dan donated a couple times. Have we heard about Arkham has donated several times. Thomas Carey once again, and then Chris Plays with the last donor of the night. Fitting indeed. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Salvo and Jake, thanks for coming on. This will be uploaded as a VOD, so if you missed any point of it, my hair looks horrible. If you missed any point of this, feel free to go back through and watch. It will be up as a VOD to watch through. And so, I will end on this. When, guys, are we beginning the podcast?
I'm down anytime.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of at the point where we're starting to get some stuff from WB. We're getting, actual solid, reliable leaks instead of just Reddit bullshit. So I think it might be a good point to start. Maybe we'll wait for the next big news event because we've already kind of discussed everything there is to say here in this live stream. But the next time we really get something from WB or otherwise, of course, tomorrow they're announcing the game for the long-awaited 6th anniversary of Batman Arkham Origins. I mean, literally, I've got it on my calendar.
They're all just anticipating with bated breath, like they're.
I mean, I'm sure everyone here has it on their calendar, and it's like they're taking work off tomorrow to replay it because it's just such a big deal. But
I already called off.
I mean, it's actually a national holiday, so it's. I mean, yeah, of course.
From Origins Day.
Origins Day, yeah. So, anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Peace out.